12 News at 10 starts now.
A Valley man died after his car broke down on the hottest day of the year. How his family is remembering him tonight. A $10,000 shopping spree using somebody else's money. And it all started at a Valley gym. What Phoenix police are offering to catch a credit card thief.
And temperatures, they stay below average for your Monday, but we're also seeing 110s in the outlook. My detailed forecast minutes away.
Lindsay, thank you, and thank you for joining us for 12 News at 10. A Valley man died after his car broke down on the hottest day of the year. His family says a severe case of heat stroke led to his death. 12 News journalist Gabriela Becerra is live now with more on what happened. Gabby.
Well, Troy, Lloyd and Ellis's loved ones want to warn others about the dangers of the heat and the serious effects it can have on your body.
Lloyd was inspirational. He always tried to find a silver lining.
To his family, 40-year-old Lloyd Ornelas was larger than life.
He would always show up with flowers or just something, just to brighten whoever he was around, just brighten their day.
A dedicated brother and a loving father to 3 kids. His 2 aunts, Monica McElroy and Sonia Pereira, tell me their nephew was hardworking and gave everything back to the people he loved most.
He was very loved, and he loved hard.
He really did. He so loved his children, his siblings, his family, his friends. He was just a loving person.
They tell me Lloyd was on his way home from work on July 9th, a 118-degree day, when his car broke down in Phoenix. Lloyd started walking to get help, but never made it. He collapsed from heat stroke on the side of the road.
His condition was grave at that point.
Lloyd went into cardiac arrest. Doctors at Banner University Medical Center were initially able to bring him back, but his condition was too severe, and he died several days later.
An unfortunate series of events that led to this tragedy. You know, it was just the heat. He broke down. He was probably dehydrated. So he just said, that just was like a recipe for disaster.
So far in 2025, Maricopa County reports 9 confirmed heat-related deaths. 275 cases are still under investigation. There were more than 600 heat-related deaths last year.
I know if Lloyd could just have saved one person, by bringing awareness, that would be...
He would want to share this story.
Lloyd's family says he made an impact on every life he touched, and they hope his story continues to touch others.
Because he was there. He was there for everybody, no matter what.
Lloyd's death is still under investigation by the medical examiner. A GoFundMe page was created to help his family pay for funeral expenses. Anyone who wishes to donate can find a link on 12news.com. In studio, Gabriela Becerra, 12 News.
Gabby, thank you. New tonight, a Valley man is taking on Arizona's extreme heat without air conditioning, and he's doing it on purpose to help others. Paul Farmer says he hasn't turned on his AC all summer. He's using that money he's saving to raise funds for families who are struggling with their higher energy bills. He has 65 days left of his challenge and says some days have been tougher than others.
As you can see here, my thermostat is topped out, and I just barely figured out that these thermostats stop at 99, which is why I got this.
Yeah, so you can see the temperature inside his house there was over 100 degrees. Farmer's already raised nearly $1,600. He hopes he can raise $5,000 to help 2 or 3 families afford their electric bills this summer. Well, at least this week should be a little more bearable for him and the rest of us. Our forecasted temps not in the extreme range, at least early in the week. Lindsay Riley joining us now with more on that. Lindsay.
Yeah, and even today we had a double-digit high, and it happened right after midnight at 12:17. Our high for the day, 97 degrees. Now contrast that to 2 years ago on this date. We had one of the hotter temperatures we've seen in Phoenix, 119 back on this date in 2023. Average right now is 106. Temperatures will remain below average through the middle of the week. Highs on Monday and Tuesday at 103, back to average on Thursday. And then we do have higher heat building in, but that won't be until next weekend, 110 by next Sunday. Sunrise time tomorrow is at 5:33. Temperatures not starting off in the 90s out the door tomorrow. In fact, we don't hit 90 degrees tomorrow until 9 o'clock in the morning. Notice the cloud cover as well. So it will be a partly to mostly cloudy start, and then around 10 a.m. those clouds will begin to dissipate. Parts of the state today did see some moisture. We saw a lot of clouds, though, across the lower central deserts. But up north right now, seeing some light shower activity. This will continue to wind down. We do have some additional monsoon storm chances tomorrow, and I'll map that out in my full forecast. Troy.
All right, Lindsay, we'll see you in a few minutes. More evacuations underway on the north rim of the Grand Canyon as the Dragon Bravo fire continues to grow tonight. The lightning-sparked fire has burned more than 12,000 acres. It's only 8% contained. Nearly 80 structures destroyed, including the iconic Grand Canyon Lodge. The fire is now moving east and north, forcing park officials to shut down multiple trails and evacuate residents, hikers, and even firefighters. A water treatment facility also caught fire, and that released dangerous chlorine gas into the air. Officials say the North Rim is now closed for the rest of the 2025 season. Crews are making progress on the White Sage fire, which continues to burn near that more destructive Dragon Bravo fire. The White Sage fire was sparked by lightning on July 9th. It's now scorched more than 58,000 acres near Jacob Lake and Fredonia. As of this weekend, it is now 31% contained. State officials will allow the growing cities of Buckeye and Queen Creek to withdraw thousands of acre-feet of groundwater every year from a basin and remote area of Maricopa County. The governor's office announced today the first ever approval from Arizona's Water Resources Department to transport groundwater out of the Harquahala groundwater basin, which is about 60 miles west of Phoenix. The basin reportedly has about 8 million acre-feet of water stored under land. It was created back in 1981. The agreement will allow Buckeye to withdraw nearly 6,000 acre-feet every year for up to 110 years, and Queen Creek can withdraw 5,000 acre-feet for 110 years. 1 acre-foot of water is considered enough to serve 3 single-family homes for a year in Arizona. A child is arrested after police say they intentionally set this house on fire in surprise. The flames broke out just before 11 on Friday night. This is near Saraval and Greenway. Firefighters rushed in. They contained the blaze before it could spread more in the house or get to neighboring homes. But investigators say this was not an accident. So that child is now facing serious charges, including arson of an occupied structure and endangerment. Police have not released the child's gender or age. Phoenix police are looking for a thief who stole 2 credit cards and a Costco card in Phoenix, and they went on a $10,000 spending spree. Silent witness offering a reward of up to $1,000 to the person who can offer information that leads to an arrest in this case. Police say the cards were stolen from a locker at the LA Fitness, their 32nd Street in Bell. Purchases made the next day at the Paradise Valley Costco. The victim hadn't realized his cards were stolen until they got an alert saying $10,000 had been spent. Anybody with information about the man should contact Silent Witness, and that number is 480-WITNESS. Still